mathematics, grade 10, 11, and 12, trigonometry. Trigo, right? So let's look at the question. The question is triangle PQR. I'm just going to show you PQR, triangle SRQ, and then R right angle triangles as shown in the diagram below. PR is 26, PQ 24, QS 8, SR 6, QR 10, and PRQ theta, right? So PRQ is theta, right? So you get that. So number one says refer to the diagram above and without using a calculator, write down the value of, write the following 10p. Remember, we're dealing with the right angle triangle. We have sine SQR, cos theta, we have sec SRQ. So now we must write these angles. SOHCAHTOA comes to my mind whenever I see right angle triangles. So automatically, what I will do is I will then go to a bit of notes that I've created. Sine is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. So it's y over what? Over r. Y over r. So cos, on the other hand, is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is what? Your x over r. Now you have your tan, which is equals to opposite over adjacent, which is what then? It's your y over x. Now, SOHCAHTOA, just a bit of notes for you to get a highlight. If we know a right angle triangle has an angle of theta, all other right angle triangles with an angle of theta are similar and therefore have equivalent ratios of corresponding sides. The three primary ratios are shown in the diagram to the right. Now, let's answer the questions that we were asked. So let's go back to the questions quickly. Question is 10p, the first one. No, we go back and check number one. Now, to answer 10p, remember we said 10 is equal to what? Y over x. That's correct. So 10 over 24. Let's quickly go back and check. 10 over 24. Clearly, if we say 10 over 24 here, remember we are solving for 10p. So 10p, what is 10p? Is then you have your x over 24. Okay, I can see why you could be scratching your head. But technically, yes, 10p is 10 over 24, which is the same as 5 over 24. Now, there can be a contention from other students here citing reasons such as, but you said it's y over x. And then you see your y is there, your x is over there. Therefore, but this point of contention will be dealt with in your question. So I'm expecting people to comment on the comment section on our YouTube channel. So if you are comfortable with the answer, don't comment. But if you are uncomfortable, please send a comment through and then we can discuss it further with you. Now let's look at number two. Sine SQR on the other hand. We'll then quickly look at it. Number two, sine SQR. Sine is equal to what? Remember, y over what? Over x. So we have your sine SQR. Remember, this is the other angle, SQR. The other angle, which is slightly smaller than the larger angle, which is more visible. So here we will have our 6 over 10, which then is equals to the same as 3 over 5, right? So that's what we have as our SQR. Remember, if you do not understand SOHCAHTOA properly, you have the comment section where you can actually send in a question to get some clarity on these answers. So now let's go back to the questions again. Now for number 3, on the other hand, which is written as cos theta. So cos theta is equals to, now we have our 10 over, clearly it's going to be 26. So 10 over 26 is the same as 5 over 13. So again, if you do not have clarity on these points, please hit us up on our channel. Send in a comment, ask a question, we're here for you. So now let's go back and ask the next question, which is question 4. Now for the fourth question, here we have your sec SRQ. For sec SRQ, you then are gonna have to look at it as something over something, right? What is sec? Sec is so sec SRQ. So we have your y over x for sec. Y over x. Let's look at it again. So it's y over what? Sorry, it's r over what? X. So remember, if I said something that you did not understand, hit me up, ask me a question. I will deal with it right there and then. I'll make a video, special video for you guys that need help in this regard. This is to basically break it down for you and your crew. So now let's look at the second question, number 2, right? Without using a calculator, determine the value of cotangent, cot theta, as well as cosec. Okay, let's go cot theta all over cosec QRS. Let me repeat that. Determine the value of cot theta all over cosec QRS. Now, for this question, which is now your 4.2, right? Now, we look at cot theta over what? Cosec theta. Oh, rather QRS. So you have your cot theta over cosec QRS. Which cot, we have your 10 over 24 for your cot theta. And then for your cosec QRS, we have your 10 over 8. And then once you get to this point, put this into your calculator. But although they said without using a calculator, you can cheat from this point on. You don't need to have your lowest common denominators, cross multiply and stuff like that. No, just put it into a calculator. Nobody will know. The only time you did not have to put it into a calculator was at the point where you were substituting the values. Now, your solution will be 1 over 3, right? Nobody will know that you use the calculator to get 1 over 3. I guarantee you that. So this is what we have done for now. I'll move on to the next set of questions. So for the next set of questions, which is in the diagram below, you have your P, X, and Y, right? Your P will be your X and Y values. Is a point in the third quadrant, which is the points value in the third quadrant. As you can see there, let me mark it using a pen. So this is the point they are talking about. It's in the third quadrant, right? So you have your ROP, which is beta. ROP, from this point here to this point, this is beta. This is beta. And you have your 17 cos beta plus 15 is equals to 0. So now you are given questions. Write down the values of X, Y, and R. Yeah, now here's a question. They say write down the values of what? X, Y, and R. So now we are going to quickly look at how to write down the values of X, Y, and R. So it's still a right angle triangle that we're dealing with. So for 1.1, you will then look at what you've been given as an equation, right? So you need to first resolve that 17 cos beta plus 15 is equals to 0. As you're solving that 17 cos beta, you transpose the 15 to the other side, you get your negative 15, right? And then you will then divide both sides by 17 to get your cos beta equals to what? Negative 15 over 17. Now clearly we know that cos in the SOHCAHTOA arrangement is x over r, right? So once you know that x will then be equals to negative 15 with your r being negative 17. Remember, r can never be a negative value. Whenever you are doing these right angle triangles, R will always be a positive value, right? Remember that for the future reference. Now you then need to put in your formula, your Pythagoras formula, which is x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. Once you have done this, you are then going to substitute the information which you have at the top in order to find your y, right? So firstly, you know your x is negative 15, and then you don't know your y squared, and you know the r. So the r is 17. So you have your 15 squared, which is negative in brackets, but if you multiply that twice, you get a positive value. And then you will then have your y is equal to 64 after having done everything, right? Because once you transpose that to the other side, you will get an 8 as your y value. So question 2, on the other hand, which we have not looked at, which is now, without using a calculator, determine the value of sine beta. 1 mark. For 1 mark, clearly it should be easy. Sine beta should be your y over r, right? So let's look at your y over r. So sine beta is equals to negative. So you have your 8 over 17, right? The 8 is positive, by the way, right? So please don't mind my negative sign in there. 8 is positive. The only value that is negative here is negative 15. The 8 is positive. So let's look at the second question. It says now you are calculating, remember, without using a calculator. Cos squared 30 degrees by 10 beta. So you will carry on. So for that 1.2b, cos squared 30 degrees by 10 beta. So you will then convert all this into actual values. So what is cos squared? What is cos? Cos is the same as writing 3 square root of 3 over 2, right? Squared. Cos 30 degrees. That is what it is. So once you have cos squared theta written in that form, you can then write your 10 beta, which is negative 8 over negative 15. And then you will get your, once you solve the bracket there, you'll get your 3, because remember that when you have 2 square roots multiplying each other, you remain with the number inside. And 2 times 2 is 4, and then you have that as a positive value. Your solution for 1.2b will be then 2 over 5. And then we'll quickly look at the third question. Calculate the size of ROP. Correct to 2 decimal places. So we're looking at 1.3, calculating the size of ROP to 2 decimal places. So ROP to 2 decimal places. Having done everything we've done, now we know that ROP is 180 degrees plus 28,07 degrees, right? Therefore, 208.07 degrees will be the solution. So once you have done this and you have any other questions for us, please hit us up on our page. We love hearing from you. Like our videos if they are helping you. Dislike them if they are not, of course. And also ensure that you comment in our comment section. Share the videos. Also subscribe to our channel so that whenever we post a new video, you automatically get a bell notification if you ring that bell. So we are there with you for the rest of the season. Remember, the exams are coming up and this is it. Do or die. Enjoy your evening or day. We love hearing from you.